Peace and blessings. It's your girl, Dr. Joy Leonie Hallman with the Joy of Life TV, coming to you today with a video. Now, I lost my voice, but a client of mine asked me to post this anyway. I'm going to start having you guys come on here so that I can interview you, because when I answer your questions, you may have follow-up questions, right? So if you just tuned in, bear with my voice. I have a healing taking place. So as a doctor of psychology, what I primarily work with is trauma, processing trauma. Last year, I was the sole therapist at the women's jail in Los Angeles for GRRP. I work with self-esteem issues, and my expertise is also with college and career counseling, as well as relationships, right? Any relational issues, especially the relationship with oneself. So the question that I was posed with was, she said, Dr. Joy, I feel some kind of way because when I'm out with my loved one, he is often on his cell phone. And so there is a phrase that was coined in 2012, in May of 2012, in Australia called phubbing. Phubbing is the term that refers to what happens when people are on their phones while they're in the company of other people. So she's out with her man and he's always on his phone, right? And sometimes she says he's not necessarily texting other people. He may be on Instagram or social media, and it just makes her feel ignored. So there are 4 fundamental things that happen when we are victims of phubbing, right? P-H-U-B-B-I-N-G. So the 4 fundamental needs that are bothered basically would be the need to belong, right? So as Abraham Maslow taught us with the hierarchy of needs, we all have the need to belong, right? And so when you're with someone and they're always on their phone, it makes you feel like, should I pull out my phone? Except if you pull out your phone and you go to social media. We discussed that when we talked about upward comparisons. So maybe you're comparing yourself to someone that you quite feel like you might not measure all the way up to, and it makes you feel bad inside, right? So you felt bad because your man was on the phone all the time, and now you're on your phone feeling worse, right? So that doesn't help. Another fundamental core need that is disturbed is meaningful existence. And as a humanistic existential therapist, that's my viewpoint, my orientation. Of course, I'm going to talk about us having a meaningful existence, right? So human beings, we are basically doing the best we can based on the information that we have in any given moment, is my belief, and that we're all searching for meaning, right? We're trying to become our absolute highest and our best. We're trying to get to what we call self-actualization, right? And it's not a stage. It's not like, oh, I get somewhere and I'm self-actualized. It doesn't work like that. It's always becoming. So when you think about getting rich, you don't just get money and now, oh my God, I'm rich and I'm going to stay right here. No, because you have bills and money is going to go out. You want to buy things. You want to do stuff. So you want it to keep coming in, right? So that's how we look at self-actualization. So the search for meaning is always constant, right? It's a constant. It's a search. So another core concept, we have belongingness, we have meaningful existence, would be control. People feel as though, like they're out of control because you're always on your phone in their presence. And so now they want something to control, right? Which is why maybe the victims of phubbing will reach for their phones, right? As opposed to calling you out. Like, hey, you over there talking to people with your thumbs that ain't even here. I'm right here. What you want to do, right? Well, that's just me. And then lastly, another core concept would be self-esteem, right? And yes, like Cat Williams reminds us, self-esteem is how we feel about ourselves, right? So no one else can truly do something to affect our self-esteem. But these things, basically the way that we're affected, it's like they hurt us. And so that gives way to self-esteem issues, right? So we want to be very careful that when we're with loved ones or we're at the dinner table or we're, out at a play, a movie, a museum, or whatever we may be doing intimately, we want to make sure that we're giving the people around us their full attention, right? Our full attention, which we're giving them attention. And so what we can do is, there are some people who need to return a work email or need to return a text immediately. We're human. Who can't understand that? I think a little communication goes a long way. Hey, I need to do this and then I'll be right back. Let me just zone out for a moment and take care of this. And then once I'm done with this, I can resume the conversation. I think people would be okay with that, but when we just pick up our phones, it's like someone is pouring their heart out to you, and now you just picked up your phone. Huh? Okay, wait a minute. Oh my God, this is so funny. What are you doing, right? Either you're human or you're not human. And so when we think about phubbing and being on social media and or Facebook, it could be Instagram, Snapchat, whatever your social media preference is, Twitter, or where you're just texting back and forth, sometimes about nothing with other people, or you could be involved in a group chat. It's always cool to say, hey y'all, I'm out. I'm gonna hit you guys back later. You don't have to explain. You don't have to justify, but it's just cool to let the other parties know. Basically, they can't expect a quick response from you, so that you can give all of your time and your attention with the person that you're spending time with. And if we're trying to get to know someone, like a first date, second date, third date, fourth date, and you always on your phone, that might be your last date, last date, last date, last date. I'm just saying, you might want to think about that. So these are some tips. I hope this helps you. She wanted me to post this regardless of how I felt with my voice. I hope you guys bear with me. We're able to bear with me. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And I hope that, like Erykah Badu says, I hope that somebody can make you put your phone down so that you can give your full attention. There is nothing of higher value than someone's full attention. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Peace.